that we'll be seeing over the course of Thursday, Friday will be more of those afternoon scattered storms. At this hour, heading into this morning, we've got a couple showers ongoing. May see some light rain in West Alabama through about 8, 9, 10 o'clock, but like we've been talking about, as this area of low pressure just swirls across the state for the next 24 hours, we'll call for some heavier downpours today that could again lead to some localized flooding. So it's always important to have your first alert weather app handy. We had flood advisories issued, and if you had that first alert weather app and you were in that flood advisory, you were the first to know. And as always, we promise to give you that first alert. Heading into this afternoon, the flood threat again is not as great as it was yesterday. Still a marginal risk, level 1 out of 4 for flooding. But bottom line is any of these cells that do develop can sit for a little bit longer. Tomorrow, I've dropped the risk for rain to about 30%. I really think tomorrow, very hit and or miss showers. Same thing on Friday. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms that bubble up and fade away at night. Over the course of the weekend, we got a little bit of an uptick in rain, especially on Saturday afternoon. In East Alabama. Some quicker downpours expected, and then that trend also continues into Sunday. And now the weekend, not a washout by any means, but it is going to be much hotter over the course of the weekend as well. Over the next 7 days, look, I mean, we are going to be dodging hit and or miss showers, so rain averaging quarter inch, upwards of a half an inch. Right now, it's just mostly clouds here in Oak Grove, Talladega County. Temperature sitting at 75. I want to take you back up to those showers that we've got ongoing, in progress right now, from Hacklebird to Del Mar down through Black Pond. Again, that's going to move into Double Springs and may clip the western shores of Smith Lake within the next 15 to 30 minutes. Temperatures right now sitting in the 70s. As you get out the door, get your morning started. Very mild, very muggy, and we'll be back in the mid to upper 80s this afternoon with random scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, some of which could lead to, like what you saw yesterday, with some possible flooding issues. But once the rain risk goes down, temperatures will be time on the lake today. Summertime still going on if you're in summer break. I'd say this morning, if you want to do some early morning fishing right before the sun comes up, things are looking pretty good. Temperatures will be in the lower 70s, the sky mostly cloudy. But later this afternoon, you can expect scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will be back in the middle 80s. Now over the weekend, we get a little bit warmer. We'll be in the lower 90s with afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms both days. But look at what it's going to feel like. We begin this uptick of temperatures going back into the low and mid 90s through the middle of next week, starting on Friday. Then the heat index. So the heat index, what it feels like to your skin, represented by this line graph. Anywhere between 100, maybe upwards. Area of low pressure still slings across our state. We're still looking at some heavier downpours at times, some heavy rain, some frequent lightning. Similar situation to yesterday, but not nearly as large and widespread of coverage of rain. So that is, I guess, a positive. But just be mindful that any point today you could get hit by a downpour, a thunderstorm or two. And also, there's a marginal low-end flood threat for the day. So just like yesterday, like we saw in Cahaba Heights, over in Anniston, downtown Birmingham, any of these cells that develop could cause the potential for some flooding. Now, I don't know where the graphics went, so there we go. Just like that. See? Bam. We're back in action. Now, here they go. By the time Thursday gets here, we'll be talking about a few more isolated showers at best. I've got the risk for rain Thursday and Friday at about 20 to 30%. On Friday afternoon, we'll see them fade away, and then on Saturday, doing something similar. I think the better chance of rain on Saturday will be back over towards the East Alabama, places like Gadsden, Anniston, down through Sylacauga, Oak Grove, Ashland, Roanoke. You may be dealing with some heavier downpours. Generally, though, most of you with a good mix of sun and clouds on Saturday and on Sunday. Rain totals over the next week looking like a quarter of an inch, upwards of half an inch. Just depends on where these cells sit up. And again, yesterday rainfall rates were upwards of 5 to 7 inches in an hour in some spots. Now, while I don't think that that is radar accurate, or ground truth, just keep in mind that, again, some of these cells can sit and cause some flooding issues. Right now in Jasper, we've got an overcast sky to get things going, mainly in the 70s, up and through Double Springs. Some light showers falling in through Haleyville as well. We're going to be muggy this morning and mild this afternoon. Doing some gardening. Look at that. still missing information, but the temperatures are going to be topping out in the mid 80s later today. Some of you in the upper 80s, close to 90 on Thursday. The risk for rain will go down between Thursday, Friday, but I do expect it to go back up over the course of the weekend. So this morning you can expect low hanging clouds, may see some patchy fog, but generally things are quiet. We'll see an uptick in showers and coverage of storms by about noon. I don't think we see as much rain as we did yesterday as we will today. So again, small isolated shower thunderstorm, but with any of them that do develop, we give you the first alert for the possibility of some flooding. It's a low end marginal threat for flood threat. So again, cells that develop can produce 1-2 inches of rain in a short amount of time, and it can lead to those localized flooding issues. Very similar to yesterday. Now tomorrow, I think the coverage of rain goes down even further as Thursday and Friday more isolated, widely scattered showers develop. One in East Alabama, one in West Alabama, kind of just random at nature at best. Over the course of the weekend, see an uptick in showers mainly Saturday morning. You may see a few showers as Matt Daniel will be tracking some showers. And then on Saturday night, we've got Carlin. She's going to be tracking rain on Saturday evening. But once the sun goes down, both Saturday and Sunday, I think things will shape up to be just a quiet night. This morning, we're looking at potentially some patchy fog through Lake Logan Martin, Riverside, places like Pell City, Chula Vista. You could see some patchy fog even through Hoover. We're looking at some dense fog, just about 5 miles visibility. This is a live image coming from atop Red Mountain. And again, right now at the street level, things look okay, but overcast conditions for everyone else. Tracking a couple showers up and through Double Springs. That's moving up through Pleasant Hill. Things are nice and quiet though for many of you, just overcast. Sitting in the 70s and headed for the 80s today, mid and upper 80s. So the pool day looks okay up until I'd say about 2-3 o'clock. We'll see some more scattered storms in the mix. As well, showers on radar this morning. First alert AccuTrack radar picking up anywhere from about, I'd say, Double Springs up through Addison, anywhere from Glen Mary. You've got some light patchy rain, even in through Tuscaloosa and the Jefferson County line. Not a lot to mention. Most of us just an overcast start to the morning. But as the morning progresses and the air starts mixing and moving, we will see some sunshine out of it today. Mix of sun and clouds up until about lunchtime. We'll begin to see some of these isolated showers pop up. The pool day again looks better before noon, and a few more isolated to scattered storms later this afternoon. Want to do some grilling for this evening? I'd say between 5 and 6 o'clock. You're probably going to have to dodge a downpour or two. Not necessarily saying it's going to rain at your house, but a great resource is that First Alert weather app where you can track the radar at your house on your own time. Once the sun begins to set, the risk for rain does as well. We'll be back in the upper 70s by about 8. We'll take you through the weekend ahead coming up here next. Let's go ahead and send things back over to Mike. Risk for rain going down ever so slightly. Over the next 24 hours, here's how the day shakes out. We're starting off mostly cloudy at this hour. Going to continue with afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms, all thanks to, again, that area of low pressure. Any cell that develops today, thunder, lightning, downpour possible. We could be looking at the possibility also of some isolated flooding, just like we saw yesterday. But the coverage of rain today, much smaller than yesterday. And the flood threat is a little bit better than yesterday as well. Yesterday, if you remember, we were in the slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 4. Today, marginal risk. So just keep that First Alert weather app handy and make sure to follow along throughout the day to see how these cells do develop. By 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, smaller chance for a shower, mix of sun and clouds, and that trend continues into Friday as well. I think Friday afternoon we may see an uptick in rain in West Alabama, but generally most of you going to see a good mix of sun and clouds leading into the weekend. Over the course of Saturday and Sunday, not a washout by any means, but we are expecting, you guessed it, more scattered showers Saturday and into Sunday as this area of low pressure scoots away from us, and we will see some improving conditions heading into next week. But with the smaller chance of a shower next week, the temperature just skyrockets. Sun is now up and illuminating downtown. The patchy fog has also mixed out at the street level. We're dealing with just an overcast sky, 73 degrees right now in Birmingham. I've been tracking just a few showers up and through Winston County this morning, through Ash Ridge, through Double Rebel Springs, Falls City having a light sprinkle. Also back up towards Abernat. This is all moving towards Jefferson County. So those of you, I'd say McAdory, McCalla, up through Bessemer, you may get clipped by a sprinkle here within the next hour. Everyone else looking quiet and cloudy. Muggy though, low 70s to mid 70s this morning, and we'll be topping out in the 80s today, mid to upper 80s. So doing some porch sitting as those summertime storms roll through. Going to be a good time, especially if you're away from the thunder and the lightning and it's just a downpour. Thursday, Friday, more widely scattered storms expected. Same thing. Another day where you're going to see widely scattered showers and thunderstorms at any point after lunchtime today. 30–40% chance that you will see rain at times. So just plan accordingly. It's kind of luck of the draw as how these shake out later today. But with any of these cells, you could get some flooding. Similar situation to yesterday. While the flood threat is not as high as yesterday, it is still there. So this is your first alert for a marginal flood threat. Heading into Thursday, smaller chance for an isolated shower. Otherwise, a good mix of sun and clouds. Same deal on Friday. Good mix of sun, clouds, and a few isolated storms through the weekend. If you've got plans this weekend, I'd say go ahead and do it. Just make sure you have your first alert weather app on hand, because some of these downpours again could contain thunder and lightning. Look at the timestamp. That's 3 o'clock on Saturday. So if you are headed out towards the lakes in East Alabama, this is your first alert for the possibility of some of the rain and storms to be impacting your lake time. This morning, it's nice and cloudy here in Birmingham, but boy, is it muggy. Low 70s for the temperature and in the dew point. So yeah, it is a bit sticky at this hour, and we've been tracking a couple showers this morning, but overall things have quieted down. Maybe some sprinkles up and through St. Clair County, and you're beginning to see those roost rings happening in Pickens County. So those are birds taking off, being picked up by the radar. Lower to mid 70s across the state right now, and we're expecting highs touching the mid and upper 80s this afternoon. Like I said, about a 30–40% chance that you will see rain today. Not a complete washout, but if you do want to spend some time outside, your first alert weather app with the lightning alerts turned on going to come in handy. Tomorrow and Friday, upper 80s, low 90s. By Friday, we could begin to feel more like the triple digits once again. And over the weekend, for now, I've kept it at about a 40% chance that you will see a thunderstorm. I think it may be even smaller than that. But again, latest data coming in, we'll have a fine-tuned idea heading into Thursday afternoon of what. Back in, we do have weather every 6 minutes. And yeah, it's a bit cloudy this morning, Mick.
Yeah, we've got that low, and it's continued to track away from us. We might get to see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow.
Which is going to be a good time.
And starting to crank up the heat after that.
Which is not a great time.
Especially
for me. Yeah, if you're pregnant and you get it, walking around in this heat that's a 95 plus, it's not the most ideal, but that's why we like to stay indoors. But we'll have much more in your forecast delivered to your phone here within the hour.
All right, see you back in a little bit.